Anderson did an interview with Extra TV. It's a very interesting interview, and I think you guys might want to see this, so roll the clip.
One of her friends has alleged that you got into Gypsy's face and you screamed at her. In your assessment, were you ever overly aggressive or physically threatening to her?
No, I've never physically threatened Gypsy at all, and she knows that. She's even said that. She's not afraid of me, and there's no reason to be.
Where would that come from?
I'm sure it was during our disagreement. You know, I mean, Gypsy said some hurtful things, and I did get angry. I got upset, you know. It's hard to hear stuff like when you're going through something and she tells you something, you know, it's hard to hear. So as far as, you know, me in her face screaming, if that's what she gathered from that, I hate that. But, you know, it didn't happen quite like the friend said, and, you know, it's just a disagreement, and it snowballed from there. You know, Gypsy does struggle with PTSD from what her mother did, and I hit a trauma trigger that night, and she fled. And it was one of those where I saw it happened, and I immediately stopped and tried to check on her, and by then it was like that fight or fight PTSD moment happened. And that's what happened. I hit a trauma trigger, and it just never stopped. You know, it was one of those where it just kept going.
Some are also saying that you may have felt that life with you was too controlling after coming out of prison. How do you respond to that?
I disagree with that completely. If anybody knows Gypsy, they know that she is not going to be controlled. Anybody who knows Gypsy knows that she does what she wants when she wants. Just look at what she's been doing. She does what she wants whenever. You know, as far as the controlling, I don't know how. You know, that's their perception. You know, and I think their perception is wrong. I mean, as far as controlling, they've said I wouldn't let her go swimming. You realize it was February when she wanted to go swimming. That's in the middle of winter. The pool's closed. Like, I've seen that a lot. I didn't let her go swimming. That was the only thing I ever told her no to. And the reason was we were both sick, and she'd have got pneumonia if she went swimming. I mean, but that's the one thing that, you know, they latch on to that I was controlling about.
Now, in this interview, I think it's very interesting that he did mention that it was in the middle of February. And obviously we knew that this was in the wintertime, but I think a lot of people didn't put one and two together and realize it's the wintertime in Louisiana. It's cold, you know? So it kind of makes sense as to why that would happen. Also, it's just strange that if these were the issues that she was facing and she really felt like Ryan was really an issue, why did she jump to Ken immediately after leaving Ryan? I think this was just an excuse, obviously, for her to just leave Ryan and justify being with Ken, because it was literally less than a week before TMZ posted the pictures of her with him. Also, I don't know if you guys remember that interview from last week where she made it very clear that she was not scared of him and he didn't harm her. But let's roll that clip.
What's so wrong so fast?
People need to understand that Ryan and I had been in a relationship for 3 years. And in those 3 years, we had been through a lot of ups and downs. And sometimes relationships just take its course.
And there was some intimation, some reporting out there that you were afraid of him. Is that accurate?
I'm not afraid of Ryan. I think that there is some things that happened that I think we both wish wouldn't have.
Anderson's attorney telling ABC News any allegations of abuse leveled against Mr. Anderson are false and adamantly denied. And we consider any such allegations to be defamatory in nature.
So again, I think this is definitely one of those issues where Ryan did get dealt a bad hand, especially after seeing this show and seeing how she was with him when she first got out. And just knowing that she's been with Ken ever since, and she also spoke on being with Ken or having a dream about being with Ken prior to her getting out of prison and still going ahead and marrying Ryan. So I really honestly think that she was using him from the beginning, and I'm happy that Ryan spoke out finally. Thank you, Ryan, for speaking out. Bye-bye for now.